ones. Today, a beautiful day, we made this video to fulfill an English assignment regarding discussion on promiscuity among teenagers. First, from the 5 group wanted to introduce our team. First, my name is Zasgia Nuraini with student ID number 231011063.
Okay, my name is Mutia with ID number 231011076.
My name is Zikri with student ID number 2310113123.
My name is Ibnu with ID number student number 201130073009.
Okay, let's start. Today, a beautiful day, I wanted to talk about the sexual violence. Sexual violence is an act that is very detrimental and unacceptable in society. Sexual violence can occur anywhere, whether at work, at home, at school, or in public place. Sexual violence can detect from the fraud, disclosure, sexual exploitation, trafficking of women for sexual purpose, prostitution, sexual lovemaking, and forced marriage. Sexual violence can cause serious physical and psychological suffering and can affect a person's reproductive health. Therefore, it is important for all us to understand what sexual violence is and how to prevent it. Let's fight sexual violence together and create a safer and more just world from everyone. Okay, I wanted to know opinion from Mutia about sexual violence.
Okay, thank you, Mutia. In my opinion, this sexual violence occurs because of men who cannot restrain their sexual desires. Looking at the facts that happen a lot, the victims of this sexual violence are dominated by women, where men are the perpetrators. A lot of public speculation say that it is because of women who dress openly, and so on. But that can be refuted by there are still women who are covered and even wear a veil who get sexual violence. Maybe this can be a reminder for men to be able to restrain their desires again so that sexual violence does not happen again.
Okay, thank you Mutia for your response. Next, I wanted to know from Zikri.
Okay, actually, talking about sexual violence, we should not just blame one party, because it can happen because of mutual looking for one of the parties, which results in action that are beyond the limits of one of the parties. It is possible that the perpetrator suffers an unpleasant act, so the perpetrator commits an act to avenge the victim's action. But before that, we also have to be able to ascertain what the condition of both parties was before the sexual violence occurred, whether it was really the perpetrator's fault or whether or the victim also provoked the perpetrator to do this, because we as human beings definitely have desires, and we as human beings, we are not hypocritical about this. Before we go any further into exploring who is wrong and who is right, the city must be able to ensure that both parties can take care of each other, do not commit acts that result in feelings of anyone's or hurts towards other people. They must always be close to the Almighty, and we must also always maintain a good emotional relationship with our parents, so that we don't fall in the wrong direction.
Okay, thank you Zikri for your response about the sexual violence. The brief conclusion from Zikri is that understanding sexual violence requires avoiding unilateral blame, understanding the dynamic between both parties, that considering individual desires. It emphasizes the need for mutual care, avoiding action causing harm, staying close to the personal belief, and maintaining positive relationship with the parent to prevent negative consequences. Okay, I have a question from you, Zikri. Can you mention example of sexual violence committed by women?
While sexual violence is a serious issue, it's essential to approach discussion with sensitivity and avoid perpetuating stereotypes. But men and women can be perpetrators or victims of sexual violence. If you have any concerns or questions related to this topic, it's recommended to seek information from reputable source or organization that specialize in addressing and preventing sexual violence.
Okay, I like your answer. Thank you, Zikri. Next, I wanted to know opinion from Ibnu about the sexual violence.
Okay. For the first, I won't say I disagree with this argument because not all causes of sexual violence involve men. Women can also be responsible. It is possible for a woman through her clothing to provocate the lust of men, potentially leading to sexual violence. And indeed, that is one of the cause, but it's not the main cause because there are many factors that can be linked to sexual violence. In my opinion, one of the main causes of sexual violence is the impact globalization and westernized culture, along with the easy accessibility of pornography due to the consequence of globalization. Watching pornography frequently can make individuals feel that their sexual desires are not being satisfied, leading to incidents of rape, pedophilic practice, and even more dangerous acts like sodomy. It's important to note that not all aspects of globalization and Western culture have a negative effect. They also bring about various positive impact. However, it depends on individuals' ability to discern and positive negative consequence of globalization.
Okay, thank you, Ibnu, for your answer. The brief conclusion from Ibnu is that globalization, westernized culture, coupled with easy access to pornography, are identified as a major contributor to sexual violence. Frequent exposure to pornography might lead to dissatisfaction, potential causing severe offenses, and emphasize that not all aspects of the globalization as Western culture are negative, highlighting the importance of individuals discerning both positive and negative consequences. Okay, thank you for your all response regarding the cause of the sexual violence. The next discussion is about the impact of the sexual violence. First, I want to know the impact from Mutia.
Okay, as the factors of sexual violence that I talked about earlier, the party who will feel the impact of the sexual violence on the woman. As we know, women have honor that they work hard to maintain. Who is the woman who will not be destroyed? If her honor is taken away by irresponsible people, it will be a heavy blow to women, namely the victim. Indeed, sexual violence does not only come to such things, but still sexual violence will cause long-term impacts and effects for women. Trivial things of sexual violence can be exemplified by women who get catcalling from people they don't know. Will that not have an impact? Of course, it will also have an impact on the victim. It could be that after that the woman becomes insecure, afraid, or traumatized by new people or people she doesn't know. For the perpetrator, namely the male party, I don't think it will have a big effect. He will not feel the long-term effects and will still be able to continue living calmly without any effects from the sexual violence he commit against the victim. No matter how smart the woman is to protect herself, but if there is a evil intention from the perpetrator who wants to commit sexual violence against the woman, then in this day and age nothing is impossible. The perpetrator will do everything possible and make the victim's life destroyed and feel the trauma, which is certainly very physiologically devastating.
Okay, thank you from Mutia. First, I wanted to know the impact from Zikri.
Sexual violence can have serious impacts on male victims, including emotional and psychological trauma, feelings of shame, depression, anxiety, and sleep disorder. Often, victims may have difficulty building healthy relationships, lost trust in others, or experience long-term mental health problems. It is important to provide support and resources to victims and promote awareness about sexual violence against all individuals, regardless of gender.
Okay, thank you for the answer from Muti, impact from women, and the impact for women and men is from Zikri. Next, I want to know from Ibnu.
Okay, thank you. But first, I want to say, in this case, it's just not a woman being a victim of the sexual violence. A man can be a sexual violence, and man can be have an impact like sodomy, and the impact of sodomy is like disease. I mean like HIV, AIDS, or syphilis. And the other impact on victim of sodomy is profound and multiplicate. Physically, victim may suffer from severe injuries, pain, and long-term health issues. Emotionally, physically, and trauma can lead to anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, and difficulty forming trusting relationship. Society victim may face stigma, isolation, and prejudice. Expecting their emotional disaster, it's still essential to address the comprehensive affirmation of sodomy be providing comprehensive support, counseling, and legal measures to ensure well-being and recovery of survivors. Thank you.
Okay, in summary, from our discussion to underscore the serious impact of sexual violence on male victim and male victim, and encompassing emotional, psychological, and physical trauma. It emphasizes the profound and multifaceted consequences of sodomy, including severe injuries, mental health issues, and social challenges. The conclusion highlights the importance for understanding the comprehensive alternate toward support, counseling, and legal measures to ensure the well-being and recovery of survivors. Okay guys, thank you for your attention to discuss about sexual violence. I am very happy. Thank you.
Thank you.